Hi guys, welcome back to the another live stream, and you're watching Vex Entertainment. So what I'm going to do is like I just got a news from movies which was on the development, like which is not actually in the MCU or DCU. So I found that article is little bit interesting to share with you guys, like actually what's going on with the new things. So we can go through the article and see what all movies which was going to come, rather than for the new movies rather than in the MCU or DCU. So just like I found this article on Screen Rant, it's an amazing website. If you want to update with the current movies news, you can definitely go to that. So the first movie which is going to come is Silver Black. The Silver Black is a character from the Marvel, and it is a part of a Spider-Man also. It is a movie by for the Black Cat. So it is also be a part of a Sony, and it is not going to be a part in a MCU. And the 24th one is the Watchmen. The first Watchmen film is from the DC, and it is not actually a part of the DCEU movies. So we need to see about like what is going to happen with that movies. And also the X-Force is coming. Deadpool is not a part of MCU. So in the end of the Deadpool movie, we actually got to know like X-Force is actually coming up. So we can see a movie for the X-Force. And later on, the Glass. Glass is the new movie, which is I think it is the superhero movie, which is the Unbreakable movie. And so it is going to be a sequel, or this movie is actually going to connected with that movie also. And later on, we know the Todd Phillips new Joker origin movie is coming up. Yeah, actually, most of anyway, the DC got lot of negative reviews for the Jared Leto as a Joker. So I believe this is going to be a reboot and giving a origin story for the Joker. So Todd Phillips going to be cast as Joker. That was the rumors. So if it's happening, this is the movie is going to happen. And later of its come is Morbius, the Living Vampire. It is also a Marvel movie. Unfortunately, nobody knows. I believe it is a vampire, and it is also Sony has a right for this character also for the Marvel. So this is movie is also going to happen, the Morbius movie. And later on we can see Harbinger. It is also a movie which have rights for Sony, and it is a Valiant Comics. And we need to see about like this is a character just like a Punisher or something like that. So after that we have Metropolis. Yeah, currently DC have lot of spin-off show which was happening in the DC TV. Like you can see the Krypton TV series for an example, which is happening on Sci-Fi channel. So this is also just like going to be like that. So the Metropolis is going to be a movie for a spin-off for the Superman. So we need to see about and find it out like what is actually going with the Metropolis. Is Superman is going to come up, or Henry Cavill have a special appearance for like that, all sort of like. And later on it was a Kitty Pryde. Kitty Pryde is a member of a X-Men team, and X-Men is totally owned by 20th Century Fox, and it is outside of MCU. So I think the spin-off movie for just for the Kitty Pryde is also going to be happen. It is also in the development. And later on it come Bloodshot. This image is actually look like Vin Diesel as Bloodshot. We need to see about that. It is also a Valiant Comics character, and we need to know about it is a mobster who brought back life and granted a superhuman abilities. So that is also a catch. And we need to see about, I think Sony has the right for the movie. And later on coming Kick-Ass. Marv is a production company which was started totally outside of the any MCU or DCU, because Marv is totally amazing studio, and the first movie Kick-Ass was totally crazy. And that movie had a sequel also, this Kick-Ass 2, which was also, it is not done that much great. And I know Jim Carrey is also there in that sequel, because also the Mao studio is not that much into the Kick-Ass. So because of the letdown of the Kick-Ass 2, so I believe we're going to be get a sequel for Kick-Ass 3, or I think they are going to be reboot the whole series for the Kick-Ass. So we need to see about like what is Marvel Studios going to do for that. And later on we know the Deadpool 3 is definitely going to come up, and all sort of that post credit scene is totally crazy, time traveling stuff. We need to see about like what who is going to be a villain for the Deadpool 3. I believe anyway the Deadpool 3 will be coming only before after the expo is which was they were talking about. So we need to wait for that. And later on we can see Doom Patrol. Doom Patrol is a team of a outcast superhero with the rather unique abilities, which is totally Doom Patrol is actually a part of a DC, but they are the superheroes which was totally outside of the DC main characters. So we need to see about like how this character is going to come alive in the current cinematic universe. And later on we have Shadow Man is also a part of a Valiant Comics, and also Sony have the right for this picture. And we need to see about like what is the main thing. I think he's just like a Constantine. He's a former jazz musician possessed by an ancient evil spirit that give him a voodoo and other impressive spiritual abilities. Yeah, exactly, just like I told you, he's a mythical superhero. We need to see about like how it's going to be work out. You know about this title, it's keep making me remind of the movie which was acted by Liam Neeson. What was that movie's name? Yeah, Darkman. It is really a great movie and I love it. And later on we have Gambit. Yeah, this Gambit is a character we can all know from the X-Men Origins movie. That he was a great character itself. So we need to see about the Alone movie from Gambit later on. Anyway, 20th Century Fox is still stuck on the development is half of decade, because actually it announced in long way back for a single Gambit movie. So we need to see about like when they are going to release this movie. And later on we have Hellboy here. Yeah, Hellboy, that's a totally great movie. The Hellboy 1 is really superb, and also the Golden Army movie is Hellboy 2nd. We definitely need, and the Hellboys also need a sequel for Hellboy 3. And we need to see about like why it is the production is keep lagging behind. And he's really an amazing character. I really like the Hellboy series, and we need to see about like when it's going to come up. And later on we have Ronin. Ronin is a Frank Miller has told many unique stories, like we know the Dark Knight Rises. It is also Batman v Superman movies is a total Frank Miller movies. And we need to see about like when the Ronin is going to get a action treatment, like he's his action superhero I believe. And his movie is also on the development, like we need to see about like when it's going to be coming out. And later on we have Night Watch. It is also another Marvel movie which have a right for the Sony Pictures. We need to see about like when it's going to come out. Like he have a powers of a modern day scientist who is given a robotic battle suit for himself for the future. So he is just like a Robocop, and we need to see about like when he is going to come on screen. And later on we have X3 X23, yeah, sorry, not X3. We seen in the Logan movie the daughter of Logan. It was really crazy. That girl is totally a badass, and we need to wait for see for how this is going to be happen, like when her on-screen appearance is going to be. Anyway, this movie is going to be totally excited, and I am also too much excited for this movie. We need to see about like when it's going to come up. And later on we have Spawn. I believe like we need it had a early movie in 90s, and it is not that much good. But Spawn have they are going to be, I heard like they are going to be a give Spawn a reboot. So it is most famous superhero character outside Marvel or DC. We all know Spawn, who is a horrific supernatural anti-hero from a Image Comics. So we need to be see about like when the Spawn is coming. Like they are saying the it is coming from next year for Jamie Foxx as a lead role. Yeah, Jamie Foxx really did a great job in several other movies. You know, the Danko Unchained. Also, he's a main villain in the Amazing Spider-Man 2 as a Electro. And we need to see about like how it's going to be happen. And we need to see. And later on we have Alpha Fight for Exiles. It is also a movie which is going to come from 20th Century Fox. It's a superhero movie. Assemble the movie to either go to Alpha Fight for the Exiles. And over the years, Fox was seeming to jump back between the team and a movie will store considering the teams of the similar comics. Okay, we need to be see like it is also a team up movie and how it's going to be work on. And later on we have a Eternal Warrior, and it is also another Sony picture based on the Valiant comics. Eternal Warrior is also a immortal warrior which is fighting to protect against the planet from the enemies from both Earth and the other places. So it's going to be in, we can see about like alien innovations, also the other types of things, all sort of things which is going to happen in this. And later on we have a Multiple Man. It is also a 20th Century Fox right film, and it is struggle with the superhero when to duplicate himself, so like he can clone himself. That is his superhero power. While you know the they are going to be seeking note out on the Ant-Man book, and it is comedy character in the reload, because I think this role is actually perfect for Jim Carrey, but currently he is too old to play this role, and we need to see about that, how the casting and other things is going for the Multiple Man. And later on we have DC Spam Thing. Spam Thing is one of the movie which we know that it also have announced on the DC TV series which is from the DC universe. Swamp Thing is a swamp monster from DC Comics which is previously appeared in 1982 movie and 1989 movie, and we have a TV series on 1990 also. It is also less than a B grade movie. Like he's not a monster. He's just like an anti-hero, and he's living in the nature in the swamps. So he has some powers of nature like regenerate, and like you know about the Groot from MCU. He's just same like a Groot, and we need to see about that. And later on, at the last but not the least, it is Doctor Doom from Fantastic Four series. We know. So finally, we have the most exciting Marvel movies announcement in 20th Century Fox is Doctor Doom in the comics, and Doctor Doom was one of the greatest villain of the Marvel comics. And we know from the first Fantastic Four original film and the Fantastic Four Silver Surfer, and also the new reboot Total Mess. That movie also have featured Doom as the main villain. So considering that the previous version of the disappointing fans, they are going to give him a individual movie, I believe. Okay, so screenwriter Noah Hawley is described Doctor Doom is a political thriller rather than will be a standard superhero movie, which will have a interesting twist in it, and hopefully the movie does not miss the cutting room when the floor of Disney and Fox deal is going through. So that's all about my new views, and these all the current superhero movies which is going to come in going years. So I hope some of them at least do well. So that's all about my view. So if you guys like this video, please share this video with your friends, and I will get back you more news and updates in later on. So stay safe guys, stay awesome, punch it.